Hello, I'm David Coburn, Member of the European Parliament, leader of UKIP in Scotland, firm unionist and staunch Eurosceptic. I'm going to be commenting on some current topics that affect us all directly and indirectly. In 2 weeks, Theresa May is triggering Article 50. This will be the official start of our 2-year negotiation period with the European institutions, which will lead to the official Brexit. During the last days, the House of Lords were interfering in a lot of the Brexit discussions. The Lords want to protect the rights of EU citizens to remain in the United Kingdom. Ministers say EU resident status will be a priority once Brexit talks begin. With all my respects, it seems that the Lords still do not understand the consequences of the referendum from last June 2016. Brexit means Brexit. The people in the United Kingdom want to be master in their own house. They want to control the influx of low and unskilled migrants. We want to control our borders and decide who is allowed to enter the UK and who is not allowed to enter the UK. Of course, most of the 3.2 million EU nationals living in the UK made contributions to our economy. We need to offer them clarity on their legal status. But this doesn't mean to say that we stick to the EU open border policy after Brexit has taken place. This is something the Lords, and especially Labour and Lib Dem peers, do not seem to understand. Meanwhile, here in the European Parliament, the crazy EU federalists do not understand the definition of words like democracy and freedom of speech. We witnessed an awful cabaret this week in the EU Parliament. It said they wanted to block so-called hate speech. From now on, during the plenary sessions, live streaming on the internet will have a delay. So-called hate speech will be removed from the live streaming, and the minutes of the meetings will also have those things removed. You understand that calling something hate speech and being inappropriate is a matter of taste and is subjective. The new rules have been designed to block so-called hate speech are just simply a way to subvert populist, libertarian and nationalist movements in the House. I may not support communism, but I personally would go to the barricades to defend the communist right to have his or her say. And if this is not allowed in the European Parliament, this is not a parliament at all. When you start to control what the members say and what comes out of the European Parliament, that is not democracy. Another example of this increasing intolerance last Thursday was when the European Parliament lifted with a big majority the immunity of Marine Le Pen, the leader of the Front National in France and who may well be the next president of the French Republic. The French politician who posted 2 weeks ago a picture on Twitter showing the execution by Islamic State of some individuals. That even now this seems to be a crime to show the painful truth. The atrocities of the Islamic State. That's an entire shame. We cannot have that where you have limiting the ability of politicians to tell people the facts. Having a limited parliament where you cannot say the truth or say what you think is not a parliament at all. The examples of live streaming and lifting the immunity of Marine Le Pen show that the lights of free speech across Europe are being extinguished by a European Parliament which claims to be the mother of European democracy. Well, that's a bit of a farce, isn't it? I also sent off this week official questions to the European Commission. 2 weeks ago, Jean-Claude Juncker, the leader of the EU Commission, during a visit to the Belgian Parliament, says that the UK needs to pay up to 60 billion euros as a Brexit bill. Well, I have asked him officially in writing to offer me an exhaustive list of all the commitments the UK needs to pay for. Even after Brexit, I think mentioning a 60 billion bill is just a way of scaremongering. The problem is that Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP believe these cheap negotiation tricks. Sturgeon wants to organise a second Scottish independence referendum. I've been asked by that fine Scottish broadcaster Bernard Ponsonby, one of our great national treasures, to participate next week in an STV debate from the European Parliament. In that debate, I will be discussing why a second Scottish separation referendum from the UK would be disastrous for Scotland and disastrous for our jobs. Thank you for watching Current with Coburn. I'm David Coburn. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter. Have a good weekend and see you all next week for a few more updates from your representative. Thank you very much.